Viewers, the political corridors of the country were set abuzz after the NDA government announced that it would include caste enumeration in the next national census. Even the opposition united to call it a historic move. But it soon descended into a fierce credit war between the BJP, the Congress and their own allies. Congress leaders were quick to claim vindication following the government's decision. The Congress even put up posters crediting leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi for the decision. And not just the Congress. Its allies RJD and SP have also said that the decision is a result of the pressure by them.
It's a victory for the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi ji, who for the past 2.5 years has been fighting for the justice.
सामाजिक न्याय के राज की स्थापना हो, उसके लिए जाति गणना का फैसला 90% पीडीए की एकजुटता की 100% जीत है। हम सबके सम्मिलित दबाव से भाजपा सरकार मजबूरन ये निर्णय लेने को बाध्य हुई है। सामाजिक न्याय की लड़ाई में ये पीडीए की जीत का एक अति महत्वपूर्ण चरण है।
देखिए, ये हम लोगों की 30 वर्ष पुरानी मांग रही है। हमारे पुरखों की जीत है, समाजवादियों की जीत है, लालू जी की जीत है।
But that's not all. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh questioned the timing and intent behind the sudden announcement of a caste census. He says the government gave a headline but not a deadline for the same. On the other hand, the BJP was swift to hit back. Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan accused the Congress of historical hypocrisy and spoke of how previous Congress governments consistently opposed or delayed caste enumeration.
राहुल जी ने कहा, हम इसका स्वागत करते हैं, एक सही कदम है, पर कई सवाल खड़े होते हैं। मंशा के लेकर सवाल खड़े होते हैं। हेडलाइन तो मिल गया, पर डेडलाइन क्या है, कब कराएंगे?
उस मंडल कमीशन की रिपोर्ट को 10 साल तक काल कोठरी में बंद रखने का काम किसने किया? जातिगत जनगणना हुई थी 41 में, देश आजाद नहीं हुआ था, उस हुकूमत ने उसको नहीं किया। लेकिन 51 में सिस्टम और सरकार किसके हाथ में थी? स्वर्गीय पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने कि मत ये जग जाहिर था। अगर बाबा साहेब और बापू ना होते, सामाजिक संवेदनता का कोई विषय नहीं होता, उनकी मन में संविधान सभा की परामर्श नहीं होता, तब देश में आज आरक्षण नहीं होता। क्यों? पहला प्रधानमंत्री पंडित नेहरू जी जातिगत आरक्षण के कट्टर विरोधी थे।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
It's a massive political move, and to talk more about the union government's decision to go in for a caste census, joining us at the moment is Union Minister Chirag Paswan, who's also, of course, leader of the LJP. Mr. Paswan, you have consistently spoken about Dalit and backward community rights. Now that the BJP-led government has announced a caste census, I'd like to ask you, how do you view the attempt by Congress party to take full credit for this move, despite the fact that the UPA had buried the 2011 caste data when they were in power?
Of course, and not only the 2011 data, but also, I mean, I find this really funny and very, very surprising, when Rahul Gandhi ji is trying his best to take the credit of whatever that has happened, because they were the one who were in power for the longest time after independence. Today, they want, and they are saying that it's because of us, because we were demanding it, is the reason why the central government has taken this decision. I would want to know that why didn't they do it when they were in power, and forget about his party, his own family members were the Prime Minister of this country. 3 of them were back-to-back Prime Ministers of this country. Why didn't they do it then? So all these opposition parties, who are trying to take this credit that we have got it done, including Lalu ji or Akhilesh ji, the fact of the matter is that they have always used it as a political weapon. And now that weapon has been snatched away from them, so they are goalless. They have no idea what to do, where to go. Because when they had the opportunity, they couldn't do it. But then this is the willpower of my Prime Minister. And the only person whom this credit should go to is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji.
All right. But, they are questioning the timing. They are saying that it is happening 11 years after this government came to power, and therefore the attempt is to link it to the kind of pressure that has been put on by Rahul Gandhi and opposition political parties, particularly in the course of the Lok Sabha campaign. Would you concede that?
A census of this level needs huge preparations, You need to create a complete ecosystem so that the transparency is maintained, so that the data that comes to you is the authentic, the correct data. For the longest time, the discussions were on. I am the part of this alliance, so I know it very well that for the longest time, we were having these talks that how to get it done, how to get it executed, not only in the third term. We started this conversation. The conversation with the allies started in the second term itself. I don't know within the party, in Bharatiya Janata Party, since when they were talking and discussing about this, but then with the allies, it started in the second term itself. So yes, this is the right time. This was the need of the hour, and this is what my Prime Minister is known for, taking right decisions at the right time, and this was much needed now.
Right. And now that the centre has made a move, would you be pushing for a timeline and full transparency in terms of the caste census process, or will you align with the centre's phased and cautious approach? What is the approach that you think should be taken for such a sensitive matter?
I don't need to push them for anything, because a lot of the preparations has already been done. We as ally being the part of it, so a lot of the preparations been done. I assured through you the people of my country that it will be time bound. It's not going to go for endless. It will be time bound, and very soon complete roadmap, the whole process will be shared.
Right. Because the reason, I'm asking you this is that opposition repeatedly says the census was to be held in 2021. Of course, there was a pandemic at that point of time, but it has been 4 years since that time as well. So, many questions as to how quickly will this happen and how quickly will it be implemented?
Of course, had the pandemic not been there, I do believe that this could have been done much before. But then the census was to be done much before. Last time we had a caste-based census was almost 100 years back in 1931. And after independence, not even a single caste-based census has taken place. All these opposition parties who are going gaga, gaga, gaga over all this need to be asked that what have you done? And today you are asking about timeline, you are asking about transparency, you are asking about the roadmap. What have you done when you guys were in power, whether at the center level or whether parties like RJD, Laluji saying, Laluji himself was the chief minister of my state, why he didn't got it done then? Akhileshji, he was there, his party was there for the longest time, why didn't they got it done in their state? In my state, also when the survey happened, it was only when the current chief minister Nitish Kumarji was in power. So all these opposition parties and their leaders, when they are talking, when they are chasing each other to take the credit, needs to be questioned that they had ample time. Why they do it then? But then now when my Prime Minister is doing it, we are in no race of taking the credit. This was the demand of a very large section of India's population, and that demand's been respected by the Prime Minister.
Right. Also, we're seeing the Congress party is now projecting Telangana's caste survey as the national model for social justice, and Rahul Gandhi has even dismissed Bihar's data as flawed. As a leader from Bihar, how do you respond to this?
Well, I don't respond to this because this is at a national level. So, of course, and the census, anybody who knows the whole process, because in a federal structure, there are a lot of rights which is there, with the center, a lot of rights which is there at the state level. So, census is a center vishay, it is a topic which only center can address. Whatever that happens in the state is survey, and these two things are diagonally opposite. When you get a survey done and when you get a census done. So, of course, no model can be adopted. And when Congress talks about Telangana, it's yet to be implemented. They've just got it done. They have not implemented it yet. So, they can't even take that credit.
Absolutely. And in both the states, Telangana as well as Karnataka, the interesting thing is that there have been, rethinks happening once the data comes out. In Karnataka, for instance, the most dominant communities over there, the Vokaligas and Lingayats, are asking for a, redoing of the entire survey as well. And in fact, the government is talking in terms of establishing yet another commission, a one-man commission to reconduct the survey. What are the safeguards that need to be there in place so that the process does not come under scrutiny, and so that, the politics and the various other groups who may have vested interests do not come out and dismiss the entire survey process? What do you think needs to be done to prevent this happening at the national level?
I think the most important thing is transparency, and which will be followed. You need to inform everybody that what is the process you are following, what is the roadmap, what are the timelines, how you're going to achieve it, in what time span you're going to achieve it, and all these things will be shared openly, in due course of time. And definitely, I think the only most important thing in the whole process is transparency.
Right. Do you see this having an impact in the Bihar polls?
Well, I would not want to relate it with election, because this is a decision that has been taken only and only to promote the inclusiveness, and to have everybody on board. This is the only thought behind it. My government runs with the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Most importantly, Sabka Vishwas, to have Sabka Vishwas, that everybody is involved in decision making, in policy making, is the reason why we have decided to do this caste-based census. Having said it all, yes, this is the demand of the largest section of India's population, including us Biharis. So definitely it will have a very, very positive impact even in the election. As I said, that opposition was using it as a political weapon, as a political tool. That's been snatched away. So now they need to search for any other weapon now.
Right. And, one of the things that the opposition is talking about is about breaching the 50% limit as far as reservation is concerned. Any time during your discussions with the government, with your allies, that this issue has been broached? And is this something that the government will also think about?
Well, right now I would want to focus on this only, but then having said it all, I think this is just the beginning. There will be many other such decisions, such big, large decisions that will be taken in due course of time to strengthen the whole concept of social justice, Samajik Nyay. So yeah, there are going to be many more follow-ups on this.
All right. Chirag Paswan, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us at Times Now.